Great teachers, like those in this room today, shape our lives each and every day and leave lasting impressions. I was blessed to have a great teacher in 8th grade. It was her first year teaching. We were a small class, only 11 kids. At graduation, Miss Geraldine Heslaw, she's married now, she actually teaches at my high school, and her name is now Mrs. McGrady, gave each of us a small gift. It was a laminated card with a picture of our class taken during a recent field trip. On the back of the card, Ms. Heslaw gave each of us a quote that she felt was attributed to each of us. My quote was anonymous, and it read, "Never conform if it is to fit in. Always conform if it's to be just." This simple quote has guided me from that summer before high school to the present day. It means to do the right thing, even when nobody is looking. It means following your gut and listening to yourself. Is this always easy? Absolutely not. I'm not going to stand here today and tell you I've always done this. But I can tell you that I strive each and every day to do my best and to do the right thing. Doing the right thing is easier when you do it all the time. Start with simple things. Putting your cell phone away in class. Following the dress code every day. Picking up trash when you pass it on campus and putting it in the nearest garbage can. Sit with somebody who's eating lunch by themselves here in the dining hall. Or stop someone from saying rude things to a classmate for no reason. Harder things will come, and you'll have momentum on your side. There will come times in your life when you are faced with tough decisions and need to do the right thing, but in doing so, you may be taking a huge risk. The times I found this principle the hardest to follow was as a leader. Never was this more true than when I was the Dean of Admissions and Financial Aid at Daniel Webster College in Nashville, New Hampshire. DWC had struggled financially, and as a result of the declining economy, we were forced to sell ourselves. We were acquired by a large education company. This new company made all the employees big promises, but failed to deliver on any of that. The ink was barely dry on the acquisition paperwork when the new company began laying off my colleagues in large numbers. My department was lucky. The admissions office not only didn't lose any employees, but we actually got to expand, and I nearly doubled my staff. I just hired several new counselors. I promised them that things would run in our office just like any other office in the admissions world, despite what they may have read on the paper, in the papers, or online. Yes, we were now owned by an education company, but they were letting us run the college because we were the local experts. Then everything changed. I was called into a meeting with the new president. Yes, they'd even laid off our president, and the vice president of operations from the company. As Dean of Admissions, I was instructed to begin admitting new students based only on their inquiry information. I was told it was no longer necessary to review transcripts or conduct interviews, that it took too much time. Our holistic review of applications should cease immediately. So here it was, decision time for me. 60 of my colleagues had just been laid off, and I was now being instructed to do something I believed wrong on so many levels. I shared this news with my staff, and to keep it PG for this room, let's just say nobody was happy with the decision. I knew what I had to do, but even more importantly than letting my staff down, I knew I was about to take a risk that would risk the financial security of my family. I set a meeting with the president and vice president of operations. I gave them the reasons why we couldn't make this change. I told them our school was unique in what we offered. I gave them data that showed students were more likely to persist and graduate when we properly vetted them through the admissions process. I stood up to them. If they didn't like it, they'd have to replace me. I left the office of the president believing that to be my last act at Daniel Webster College. I made it through the day, and I was called back into the president's office the following morning. The president admitted to me she was wrong. She said that we absolutely needed to review applications to ensure we were making the right decisions for us and the students. I shared the news with my staff. They were ecstatic. I did what was right. This week, we celebrate the life and work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. A quote attributed to him sums this up perfectly when he said, "The time is always right to do what is right." I took a huge risk, and this professional experience cemented my philosophy to always do what is right. And this, I believe.